Okay, guys, I'm going to wait a few minutes and see if everyone can find me again. Having to use this stupid cell phone. Like I said, I don't know if it's... I don't think I was at my 40 minutes. But who knows? I probably was at a good 30. I didn't pay attention to when it cut out. Sorry, lovey. Sorry. Yeah, having to use this stupid cell phone. Having to use this stupid cell. I know, again, and the only thing I can... I've got somebody that's going to try and help me fix or give us a temporary fix until we can get a new computer. My hubby's been working on my granddaughter's laptop, so maybe if he can get it fixed, I don't know. Yay! We're all back. Okay, so we were down here to this lovely thing. 1/27/19 is my date, and GD, it better be my last. I've had one of my hardest days. My sex drive is out of effing control. Like, literally, I am in heat. I told Ken the truth about how I was feeling. Felt exposed and vulnerable, so didn't go to dinner. Naked, needed a break from seeing him. We are supposed to have a therapy session on Monday, and I am still unsure of it all. There is a piece of me that's wishes, and that's what it says. The author then explored why she felt this need to have sex, saying she believed she was molested as a child. Pretty sad. Was I molested? I think so. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma, wrote the author, before listing a series of potential incidences, one of which may include Bluto's cousin, Carol Bluto, as the author says she remembers being somewhat sexual. The author then wrote that she remembers showers with her. The author then wrote that she remembers showers with her dad. And then there's a couple of things here. It says on page 83 there was an entry dated July 22nd, 2019. The author wrote that she received a phone call from her father, Big Bluto, according to our source, who cried on the phone while expressing his worry for her in the days leading up to July 30th and 31st, which was the Down Party's primary debate. My dad cried on the phone saying he has the debate in a week and now has to worry about the author, she wrote. And he cried, maybe he knows what he is doing, and it's worked. But my feeling is of guilt often than are overwhelming. In at least 2 entries, the author explicitly identifies herself as Princess Bluto's. My son is trying to call me. It could be, but my son's also trying to call me, Miss Peggy. The National File obtained this document from a whistleblower who was concerned that the media organization that employs him would not publish the potential critical story in the final 10 days before the 2020 Commander-in-Chief event. The National File whistleblower also has recorded of the Princess Bluto's admitting that the diary is hers and employed a handwriting expert who verified the pages were all written by Princess Bluto. National File has it in its possession a recording of this whistleblower detailing the work his media outlet did in preparation of releasing these documents. In recording, the whistleblower explains that the media organization he works for chose not to release the documents after receiving pressure from competing media organizations. No, it was my son. He keeps trying to call me, and I don't, I have to hit decline as soon as it pops up. So that was part of it. I know it is. It just makes you sick. So I found this again. I will drop this in here to you guys for those people that for whatever reason can't access. If you can't access the Wixit link, so you can access that article You can read it. You can read there's several different pages of the diary itself in there. I think and myself, have been a person that was molested. I don't take this stuff lightly. I take it very serious, and I think that it's a healing process that you have to go through as someone that has been through that. Okay. Yes, I'm live. My son just texted me. Oh, come on. Please don't freeze up on me. Oh, guys. This is crazy. I hope if someone let me know y'all can still see me. I was trying to shoo his stupid text. Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. So, it's a spicy Sunday, guys. Spicy Sunday. Spicy. Yes. So I shared that with you guys. Let's see. We already talked about Twitter and FB nuking the H. Bluto sex tapes. We already did that one. We have an article again just talking about how they are, suppressing the mere fact that the big story, everybody can say whatever they want, whether they want to believe, if they don't want to believe the two witnesses that have come forward with all of this, content or not, whether they believe the two eyewitnesses that were involved in all this, whether they think that this is an issue at all, the mere fact that they are suppressing every little bit of this, that in itself is to me is a bigger story, because it tells you that we are in such dire emergency as they are suppressing news. And that's what you do in China, people. That is what you do in other countries. This is an incredible decision by Twitter and FB to block access to the NYP Post story about the cache of the letters reportedly belonging to the Down Party nominee, Big Bluto's son, H. Bluto, with the Twitter going so far to lock the 200-year-old newspaper out of its own account for over a week. Continues to be a major underreported scandal. The hypocrisy is mind-boggling. Imagine the reaction if the same set of facts involved the NY Times and any of the tedious, unverifiable exposes from the last half decade, from the similar leaked Black Ledger story implicating Paul Manafort to its later debunked repeated contacts with the Ruse intelligence story, to its mountain of articles about far more dubious still dossier. Internet platforms for years have balked at intervening at many other sensational, unverified stories, including ones called into question in a very short order. The flow of information in the United States has become so politicized, bottlenecked by an increasingly brazen union of corporate press and tech platforms, that it has become impossible for American audience to see news about certain topics. Absent thickets of propagandists contextualizing, try to look up anything about Bermuda, Big Bluto or H. Bluto in English. However, you'll likely to be shown a pile of fact checks and explainers ahead of the raw information. Other true information has been scrubbed or deranked either by platforms or by confederation of press outlets whose loyalty to the Down Party far now overshadows its obligation to inform. Obviously, Fox is not much better in terms of its willingness to report negative information about the Popeye and the Up Party, but Fox doesn't have the reach that its emerging partnership between mass media, law enforcement, and tech platforms does. The group's reaction to the NY Post story is formalizing a decision to abandon the media's old true and untrue standard for a different test that involves other, more politicized questions like providence and editorial intent. Okay, so people, this to me is a huge story inside of the story. I mean, the mere fact that they have suppressed all of this is like we are in the Chow country, because that's what they do over there. That's what they do when you have a dictator, that's pulling everything, that's controlling everything. And I guarantee you, our lovely commander-in-chief wants this information out. Anyway. Okay, so then we have, so hopefully the next few articles won't be as explosive, won't get me into too much trouble. The Daily Mail puts out this article that says the Senate advances the Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett in near party line vote with confirmation Monday all but assured. The Up Party controlled Senate voted Sunday afternoon 51-48 nearly along party lines to advance the Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett for a final confirmation vote despite massive down party objections. So her confirmation is set for tomorrow, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Of course, we'll have to see how that actually goes tomorrow. Obviously, they'll probably try to set something up between now and then. Okay, so then from Zero Man, supposedly a retired F-117 Nighthawks is spotted in San Diego. On Tuesday, a two Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk stealth attack aircraft, supposedly retired, was spotted at a Miramar naval base in San Diego, reported Airway One. After 25 years in service, the Air Force retired the F-117 fleet in April of 2008. But in September 2017, the service received special permission to keep 51 in type of 1000 storage, meaning the planes could swiftly return to active service. 4 decommissioned F-117s were secretly deployed to the Middle East in 2017 to launch a surgical strike. The reason for the deployment was simple. Russia and Syria had shut down Syrian airspace by mid-2016. The U.S.-led coalition was unwilling to lose a fifth-generation aircraft to the Russia's S-400 missile system in Syria. As for the latest sighting of the retired first-generation stealth jets over the skies of San Diego, there's no official government statement explaining their flights. With soaring relations between China and the U.S., along with the Pentagon flush with cash, there could be an effort to return some of these stealth jets to active service to address an urgent gap in the Pentagon's ability to strike targets in disputed airspace. Chow's deployment of hypersonic missiles across from Taiwan has left some to believe that war preparations are underway. Maybe, just maybe, the U.S. is doing the same and could one day reactivate the F-117s. Still, there's no official reason why the stealth jets flew earlier this week. So apparently they have a video of it, but who knows if it's an old video or a new video. Rather, I thought that was a peculiar article, considering if it, all of this talk from Chow. Then we also have, again, this goes along our free speech being under attack. Vermont goes tone deaf on free speech. Principal fired over all lives matter statement. We previously discussed the disturbing case of a Vermont principal, Tiffany Riley, who was suspended after she wrote on a Facebook that she does not agree with the Black Lives Matter movement shortly after the posting. Most scrutinously, school board held an emergency meeting to declare that it is uniformly appalled and that Riley was tone deaf for making such a statement. It would, in what should now be a major free speech case, the board unanimously voted to fire Riley, citing her derogating, derogatory, or contrary to the movement for social equality for African Americans, including the, you know, hey Cicici, how are you? Anyway, this stuff, there's just no end, guys, no end in sight. Now, I think that I think that there's going to be an opposite sides of all of this, for everybody. But in in all actuality, if we don't have free speech, what do we have? You know, if we are not allowed to say what we feel or think, what good is it, guys? I mean, seriously, if we cannot comment against what we deem as a racist comments, racial supremacy, anytime you are purporting that one race is superior to another, that's that is racial, that's racism, racist in its highest form. And I stand behind that principle. And I think it's outrageous that she was fired. So we will continue on. It is hard to copy, isn't it, Mark? Okay, so then we have also from Zero Man here. The Italians rise up against the health dictatorship as the country moves toward a new lockdown. Earlier this year, Italy became the first entire nation to impose strict lockdown and social distancing measures when it was first to see a major cold outbreak outside the Wuhan, China. By the close of May, just the United States took the lead globally in a number of confirmed cases. Italy's numbers had fallen, and the lockdown restrictions were dropped, with its daily infection rate remaining under control through summer. However, Italy's case numbers began soaring once again starting September into this month. Over the weekend, the country saw a new record daily high. Reuters reports that the COVID-19 cases across the country have risen sevenfold since the start of the month, jumping from 19,000 on Friday, spiraling out of control. Local media dubbed weekend clashes with police in Naples appearing more like guerrilla warfare. Naturally, the government leaders are once again eyeing a total lockdown of the peninsula, but it's evident many Italians aren't having it. Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has just issued a new emergency decree Sunday, which once again shutters all cinemas, theaters, gyms, and swimming pools. And further bars and restaurants have been ordered to close by 6 p.m. every night. This set off major protests across various cities, especially in Rome and Naples, which led to clashes with police over the weekend. Initially peacefully, local media has described many demonstrations rapidly spiraled into fights with police led by hundreds or far-right protesters. In Rome, fireworks were shot at police trying to disperse a central plaza. The mayhem is believed to have been led by the right-wing Forza Nova party, which called for the population to resist it, what is called the health dictatorship and curfews. I can't blame them. I think, to me, it's ridiculous. They didn't clearly solve anything by the first lockdown. So why are we going to continuously keep healthy people locked down? It makes no sense, people, none whatsoever. And these futile PCR testing, which doesn't tell you if you really have the cold crap, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, we ain't gonna get on a high horse today. We gonna stay level-headed. Stay level-headed. Stay level-headed. Stay level-headed. Okay. This here is from, I hear you. Okay, so this is from Health Impact News, and it says South Korean's Medical Association urges the government to suspend a flu shot program after 25 people died. One of the interesting side effects of the cold pandemic and the rush to bring market a new, untested cold vaccine is that many people around the world have become more skeptical of the V's, of the roll-up-your-sleevers, and for a good reason. However, the problem associated with the roll-up-your-sleevers have been around for decades, and we have documented frequently here at Health Impact News on a rollupyoursleeveimpact.com. The annual flu roll-up-your-sleever is by far the most dangerous roll-up-your-sleever in the world, causing more injuries and deaths than all other roll-up-your-sleevers put together. This is not a conspiracy theory, but a fact based on sheer volume of settlements that the U.S. government makes every year with the roll-up-your-sleever court for injuries and death due to a flu roll-up-your-sleever. Now, I want everyone to know that we actually know somebody. Me and my husband know somebody that got the roll-up-your-sleever flu, goodness sakes, back in, I want to say it was probably around 2009, 2008, somewhere around there. And this person literally ended up in the hospital, and it had given him, oh goodness sakes, oh my goodness sakes. Tim, come here a second. He has to, for just a second. I want you to tell him, I can't remember what Mr. Saint had from that flu.
Spinal meningitis.
Spinal meningitis. So he had gotten spinal meningitis from that, and was...
Because they say from the flu shot, there is one in so many million people that actually will get spinal meningitis from the flu shot.
Right. And it put him in a coma.
No, he got so bad.
Well, he was so bad that they had
induced
a coma. Yeah, he was in a medical induced coma because of it for 6 months.
And then when he got out, he had to relearn how to walk and to do everything.
Right, and he it messed him up for about 2 years. Yeah. And so and he is a wonderful person, and we love him. We love him. I mean. He was always a phenomenal person. We stayed in touch with him even after he obviously had left the company. And so we know firsthand the implications and the, oh, you're so welcome. We know the things that can happen to you from those roll-up-your-sleevers. And other things. So that's how come it is crazy. That's how come my husband doesn't, and that's another reason why I don't. But those are our reasons. That's not everybody's reason. When you know somebody firsthand that happens to, it really is kind of just, it's just scary. And I have to because this is, I know. Hopefully that doesn't fall over, guys. Okay, guys, so this might look like it's shaky, but people are going to ignore Newsom. I hope so. Anyway, so that is that story. And so I just wanted to tell you firsthand account, testimony, because I think to me that's big, huge. Okay, so then we have also from Zero Man. Don't you like these new words, guys? Yeah. France recalls the ambassador after Aragon said that Macron needs mental help over his Islamist terrorism label. It's been a weekend of ratcheting diplomatic tit-for-tat angry statements between Turkey and France. Relations between the two NATO members were already on edge, given France's strong backing of Greece's attempt to keep Turkish oil and gas exploration vessels out of its territorial waters in the eastern Mediterranean. Paris has now recalled the French ambassador to Turkey in the biggest escalation to date as of late Saturday. It started with the President Aragon taking exception to how Emmanuel Macron characterized the brutal murder of A middle school teacher, Samuel Patty, beheaded outside of Paris on October 16th by a young Chechen refugee. Angry, the teacher had shown cartoon images of Muhammad. President Macron had clearly defined it as an Islamist terrorist attack, while urging France to resist such extremism. This is our battle, and it is existential. The terrorists will not succeed. They will not divide us, Macron had said in the days after the attack. One of our compatriots were murdered today because he taught the freedom of expression, the freedom to believe or not believe. He added, Macron further vowed to root out the radicals from French society. French Education Minister Jean-Michel Blanquer also blasted what he called the monstrosity of Islamic terrorism in a tweet. In statements before his ruling, Justice and Development, AK Party Erdogan, took issue with Macron's words, seeing them as an attack on Islam. He said the French leaders would constitute an attack on millions of Muslims who were being mistreated, Erdogan said, according to Turkish media. What is Macron's problem with Islam and Muslims? He needs mental health treatment, Erdogan lashed out. He does not understand freedom of belief. What can be said to head of state that treats millions of members of a religious minority in his country this way? First of all, he needs mental check, Erdogan added. Days prior to the Turkish president also expressed outrage over an incident in Berlin this past week. German police had raided the large Melvina mosque amid an impeding criminal investigation related to financial irregularities. He further said that all anti-Islamic rhetoric is bringing Europe closer to the darkness of Middle Ages. Yep, guys. Not good. And we know that was a horrible incident, and we need to be praying for everybody involved, I think. Then we have from the Daily Mail, it says, revealed 2 cannibals who lured a Virginia man, 28, to their Oklahoma cabin and performed an illegal castration, offered their services online as eunuch makers. Is that just not gross, guys? 2 self-disciplined cannibals who offered their services online, a eunuch maker, and kept body parts in a refrigerator, removed the testicles of a 28-year-old Virginia resident as part of an illegally conducted gender reassignment surgery